Now let us go to question number 3. It is given f of n is equal to minus 1 to the power of n minus 1 into n minus 1. Now as soon as this is given, you don't even read the next line. You decode this. When n is odd, what exactly f of n? When n is odd, say f of n will be equal to, when n is odd, n minus 1 is even. When n minus 1 is even, minus 1 to the power of even number is plus. Therefore, this will be equal to, say, n minus 1. When n is even, n minus 1 will be odd. Therefore, this will be reduced to, say, minus 1. Therefore, fn will be equal to, say, minus 1 into, say, n minus 1, or that will be equal to 1 minus n. Therefore, instead of keeping this in this form, decode this. When n is odd, what is f of n? When n is even, what is f of n? Then go to the next hypothesis, what he wants. Now, g of n is given to be equal to, g of n will be equal to, say, n minus, say, f of n. And f of n, you cannot straight away substitute this. Then again, the same old story begins. When n is odd, what is f of n? When n is even, what is f of n? And hence you have to just trace what is g of n. When n is odd, g of n will be equal to, say, n minus f of n. That is n minus 1. That is 1. When n is even, g of n will be equal to, say, n minus, say, 1 minus n. That is equal to 2n minus 1. So we have just decoded what is g of n. When n is odd, what is g of n? When n is even, what is g of n? Now you are asked to find out the value of g dot of, say, g of n. This is equal to, say, g of n. Now look at this result. Say g of n, whatever may happen to n, it is either equal to 1 or it is equal to 2n minus 1. Whatever may be the value of n, g of n is always equal to either 1 or 2n minus 1. Or shall I put it this way, that is g of n is always an odd number. 1 is an odd number, 2n minus 1 is also odd number. Therefore, g of n is an odd number, so this is an odd number. That is g of some odd number. When n is odd, g of n is always equal to 1. So here, g of odd number you are having finally. Therefore, this should be equal to, say, 1. Therefore, choice 1 is correct.